What is going on, everyone?
Welcome aboard, Helldiver.
I gotta get a better intro to these videos, I think. Better tagline or motto to say when I start. Anyway, hope everyone's doing okay. Especially with the pending solar eclipse. Things are weird out there, but we'll see how it goes, right? So, been kind of just like working through missions here and there when I have time. It's been sort of busy the last week. But, as I mentioned in my last video, I was able to unlock the suicide and impossible missions, which I've been working on the impossibles to knock out a whole operation so that I can get to Helldive level, which, I don't know how often I'll be playing on Helldive, but I do want to try it out because it looks like fun. It looks like it's a good challenge. And, the game, you kind of... Look, the one awesome thing that I've really, really enjoyed about this game is that it has forced me to become a better player in general, especially with teamwork and building loadouts, which apply to different games all across the board, whether you play single-player games mostly, or you play online, like PvP or PvE. What you pick up in this game is, kind of the old school feel. It's not a roguelike, you're not dying and losing all your stuff like Elden Ring and some of these other games, the From games, From Software, Demon Souls and all that. Again, amazing games in their own right. But for some people, a little unforgiving. This game has somehow struck the perfect balance I've found. And again, I've been gaming for a good bit. I'll be 38 at the end of this month. I grew up, playing, NES and like Genesis, and that was around my time and era. Even PC games back then, freaking, Oregon Trail and all that shit. But I say all that to say, this game has kind of brought back that nostalgia for trying, you get dropped into this game. There's a very quick tutorial when you start it, and then you're just thrown into a meat grinder, which is fun and it's exciting, and the team play aspect does make it a ton of fun. There's just no denying how fun this game is from a team perspective, but also just like a challenge. And having to trying to finish out the ship as an example here, has been a fun process. So from the last time I recorded, I was able to finally upgrade the 0G breach loading for orbital and expanded weapons bay. Both of these used up 20 super samples. As you can see here, I'm at 10. I ran 2 missions yesterday, was able to extract with, all super samples, which was great. I got to restock on rare samples, got my medals. So the other thing too that I'm excited for is the new Warbond that's coming out later this week. Which is supposed to be explosive based weaponry gear, grenades and whatnot. I was able to harvest enough SC just doing missions. I got 1,000. I'm hoping the Warbond will be 1,000 SC to unlock it, because I'm curious to see what's in there. As far as the base Warbond, the only thing I still want to get to, I'm on the last page I got to unlock here. So I have enough medals to get there, but I want to save these medals for the explosive Warbond to see, what I can get. I do want to get this Plasma Scorcher, which I've picked up in a few missions here and there. It was very useful against the bots, but I'm seeing people use it against the Terminids as well, since the bots have been eradicated, which is the other big news, which was interesting. I don't know how long that'll stay like that, but it is fun to see that, this war map has been kind of changing. This is all cleared out now. The automaton sector is gone for now, right? Still curious what's going to come from here. Also up here in this region, I foresee a time when Super Earth is just getting swarmed and we're having to be called back to play missions on Super Earth, which would be badass. And yeah, I can't wait for that time to come around, which I hope is the case. Again, the game is fertile ground for all types of different campaigns and objectives and things to do. It's really exciting, and this is why I say again, this game has been so unique to me, especially someone who plays mostly single player games. You know, I was blowing through my 5th playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077 before I built out this new rig specifically to play Helldivers 2, because I was seeing all the, like, you know, the hype about the game, but also I wanted to just get back into my roots, which were RTS games. You know, StarCraft 2, Command and Conquer, Civ, all these games that are strategy based. You know, that was the first thing I played, was actually StarCraft 2. I blew through the campaigns on that, which was one of my favorite games of all time. And I got to make some videos for StarCraft, because those, I mean, that's really like you want a pleasure center of mine is playing RTS games. They're some of my favorite things to ever have fun with. But anyway, back to this. You know, again, this game has just been awesome. So I'm excited to see what comes after this. You know, we have this major order here about, you know, clearing a way for construction of new and safer, more efficient E710 farms. Little suspicious. I like what's going on here. This is a very fertile ground for all types of chaos to ensue, which is great. You know, so again, yeah, the automatons are gone for now, I think, right? I have a feeling there's more to come with that, and probably new enemies. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, you know, like they start unleashing, like, you know, gunships and those like walkers that they have, to just now all of a sudden wipe them off the map. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like they're going to come back in a big way at some point, and it's going to be fun to see, you know, how Arrowhead is able to kind of make that fun and exciting, because again, the game still has my attention, which is rare these days for me to really get, you know, ingrained with the game the way I have with Helldivers. So anyway, that brings me to today. What I'm just trying to do for this recording, and again, I made a video like previously before I started doing the voiceover about, you know, personal orders. So, you know, usually every day, it's important to keep an eye on your, like, I don't know what we call this, like the main HUD or whatever, when you hit the escape button on the keyboard on PC anyway. But, you know, you'll see the major order here. There's usually something here, unless it's cleared out ahead of time. This will say like waiting for new orders. Personal order, a lot of people seem to overlook this, but it's a good way to earn medals, and it can be fun and sometimes very simple and easy to do. So this one here, extract from a successful mission 3 times. Seems pretty basic to do. And again, you don't have to do this on a hard level. Again, it's not saying extract from a successful suicide level or, you know, impossible level or hell dive level mission 3 times. Just says mission 3 times. So that could be trivial, level 1, easy, level 2, you know, whatever the case is. For the sake of what I'm doing now before the Warbond comes out, I'm just trying to stack medals. So this has been kind of my thing while I wait for the new Warbond to come out. And I just wanted to run a quick mission here to just kind of, just get back to the bugs after, like, you know, being with the bots for so long, and seeing how, you know, what we can get into here. Oh wait, this is now liberated. Okay, so we got to get to, my bad, Hellmire. All right, so this has more missions. So we're going to try to run some of these easy levels, which again, you can do solo. Actually, let me make sure I got it set to friends only, because I don't, well, that's a cool little backdrop there with the rings right there. That's dope. Hellmire is a fun planet. I did, oh, nope, set that to friends only, please. Thank you. Hellmire, I did a video about a little while ago because it was such a cool planet. It was just when Hellmire had just, like, been released as a new planet, and you had the fire tornadoes and all this fun stuff that was going on. It was a fun time. I'm gonna drop. I'll drop here like I normally do, so I can try to traverse the map and find what I can find. One thing with Hellmire, your stamina runs out quickly. So if you're running heavy armor, might want to look for another option there to make it easier for you. But it does kind of depend. Like, they're, you know, armor-wise, you know, medium has been solid for me for a long time, but I'm really, like, in love with this light armor that I got. The B08 light armor that I've been rocking for the most part has been super helpful. So So because I'm doing this solo and it's the bugs, I'm going to take my trusty guard dog because it does help just clearing out, especially when you're doing it solo. Fourth stratagem, I'm going to call down a turret. Sorry, a sentry. I keep calling it turrets. I'll call down the Gowling sentry to help out because it is useful. I'm definitely going to attach a stamina enhancement because when you're on Hellmire, your stamina drains at a very high rate. And it takes a while for it to recharge. Even with the light armor, you know, you want to get that stamina boost, which I find even on the harder levels, like stamina, you know, doing like suicide and impossible missions, stamina is sometimes everything. You know, you can't always sit there and fight your way out of a mission. As much as it's cool and badass to want to do that, this is a little tricky here. I gotta be careful getting down. As much as it's cool to try to fight your way through everybody, you know, when you get to the higher levels, you really gotta be, like, you know, judicious when it comes to one, supplies, your stratagems, and time. You know, if the one thing people don't understand, because, you know, most will try to extract before the timer runs out. And I probably should make a mission of what happens when you don't extract before the timer runs out, because a couple things happen. When you don't extract in time and the timer runs out, the destroyer basically leaves. So what happens is it leaves low orbit, which means you lose all of your stratagems. So you can't call down anything. You're left without any reinforcement budget. You can't call down stratagems, orbitals, nothing. So it is very tricky when you run out of time. You kind of have to now force yourself to survive with what you have, which can get very, very tricky at higher levels. You know, I've definitely extracted after the timer a few times, you know, and it just kind of speaks to the necessity of just being judicious about what you're engaging in when you're going solo and what you have time for. You know, it'd be great to get all the sub-objectives, and that's, you know, usually the goal. You know, like, you want to try to tackle what you can, get medals, get samples, you know, all those unlocks. That stuff is great. But sometimes it's just not doable. So, you know, you gotta, you know, complete the objective, sometimes extract. But if you're able to knock it all out, more power to you, man. That's awesome if you can do it. All right, so let's focus up here, because instead of one flag, it used to be just one flag. I think that's on trivial. You got to do one flag. We got to raise up. I don't really need common samples, but I'll take them anyway. We got to raise up 3 flags. So the flags take a little bit of time to pull up. So we're gonna start whittling these down. I can't get to this. This is one of the big bins I can't open, of course. I mean, one of the big vaults. Keep going here. What do we got? Is this the extraction? That's the extraction. We're not going there yet. We will at some point. But you see the stamina is just, you know, it just doesn't last. This is light armor with the stamina boost, and it just gets drained so much faster on Hellmire. As it should. You're in a, you know, hot fucking place. You're not going to be able to keep that up for long. Let's see if I can close this down real quick. Hopefully it hits, if it comes the right way. We'll see. Yep. Well, that's only one though. Well, that's fine. We closed it. There's probably another one lurking around somewhere. All good. See, this is why the guard dog is helpful against the bugs anyway, when you're running by yourself. These guys are annoying. You gotta get behind them to kind of do any damage. Do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Clear out. Thank you. It's the one downside to the trusty guard dog. You will take some damage. We called on a resupply. Again, even at easy level, right? It says, ooh, let me see if I can grab that. No, can't climb up there. Oh, can I? Hold on. There's an anti-material rifle. Those are pretty useful. I will take that. No ammunition. Oh. So I had some experience with the AMR running against the bots. Pretty useful for, you know, getting those headshots on their stupid faces, which was honestly the only way to take them out fast enough. You know, but you know, the breaker still useful for getting those, you know, very, you know, those like precision shots with the breaker, and it has good distance. I mean, you know, again, for me, the breaker is still one of the best weapons in the game, and it hasn't really been nerfed or anything from what I can tell. I mean, I don't really read all the... I mean, I read like when they have bugs, sorry, like patches. I think they actually adjusted it to make it more effective and better. I could be wrong about this. Please tell me in the comments if I am wrong about any of this stuff. I don't really dive into... You know, I wish I had the time for that stuff. And again, I just record for fun. Like, I'm not doing this for any, you know, means other than that, because I truly enjoy this game and I want people to see how much fun it is. But, you know, please, by all means, like, tell me if I'm missing out on any patch notes, because, I mean, the patch notes are pretty extensive from what I recall seeing when I did look at a few of them. There's a lot of stuff they pack into every update, which, again, speaks to Arrowhead and how serious they're taking this game, because it is amazing. Like, I love this game like you have no idea. It's been so much fun. You know, it's a challenge at times for sure, but that's also part of it. Like, I love being challenged by games. You know, I try to platinum games when I play on PS5, you know, single player games. You know, PC, I haven't been in PC gaming in years, so this is my first, you know, foray back into PC gaming in probably 15 years or more. Like, you know, last time I was doing PC gaming, I was in college. You know, this is back when, you know, Far Cry 1 came out, Crysis, and, you know, games are old now, but at the time they were cutting edge and a ton of fun to play. And, you know, that's kind of where I get into the, you know, just amazed by how far it's come, and it's amazing. So let me stop waxing poetically about that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, man, this is Hellmire. I dig it. I love the atmosphere. No, don't call for reinforcements, you fuck. Oy. There we go, guard dog. That's what the guard dog's good for. Help me get that last hit. Chug it. Boom. Alright. So we're doing okay on time. Got one more. Two more left. Sorry. Alright, these fire tornadoes are the only thing that make this... Oh, yeah, let me circle around here. Oakley dokley artichoke. Let's circle around. See, this is why I like the AMR is dope. Solid shots. It sounds great when it hits. Boom, one hit there. One hit for the most part on the on low-level bugs. You'll get one hit, no doubt. If I get one of those, let me call this down now while I'm running from fire. Yeah, you gotta watch your ass with these things around. Alright. Raise it up, raise it up. Alright, don't come too close to me now, fire, please. I'm but a simple Helldiver here. See, I wish... I can't climb this, although it would seem like he can climb this. But there's no way to do that. He needs like a little leg up and then he can... No, can't climb that. Yeah, it's a little odd, some of the... You know, like the auto climb feature. I've heard YouTubers not complaining about the auto climb, but it does sometimes work when you don't want it to work, and it causes you to get dead really fast, especially on, you know, higher end like levels. You know, it's just when you're trying to traverse terrain really fast, you don't want to waste time climbing. You're just trying to run. And if there's even like a small rock or something, it almost does this like, you know, magnetic feature where it just automatically thinks you want to climb the nearest rock. You're just trying to run around the rock, which I ran into a couple times. It's kind of frustrating when it's happened because it results in you getting dead pretty quickly whenever that happens. This is wild to watch these fire tornadoes. What's good about this though is it also harms the bugs too. It's not just limited to the divers. It'll also kill the bugs too if they get caught in the path of the tornadoes. Again, little things like that just make this game fun. Like it's equal death for everyone. You know, it's not impartial. It will. No, sorry, it is impartial rather. It doesn't care if, you know, I mean, like, look, just talking to the friendly fire aspect and dynamics of the game, which I think are great. You know, people complain about it. These are folks who are, you know, they're also used to playing, you know, PvP games and, you know, all those things like Fortnite and Overwatch and all that. Again, nothing against those games. I have nothing against those games at all. You know, if you enjoy what you played, then just keep playing that shit. I'm not going to, you know, say anything different. But friendly fire is a weird concept for some people to wrap their heads around because they're used to playing games where it doesn't matter. You know, they're just going to do what they're going to do and, you know, blast, blindly shoot, you know, weaponry and, you know, blind fire, you know, shoot from the hip type stuff, which is fun to do. Again, I'm not saying it's not fun. That bounced off of there. You know, I'm not saying any of that is not fun to do and, you know, any of that. Like, it is fun. Oh, that actually lucked out and took that out. Nice. Another AMR. I just find it like, you know, when you get on the forums on Reddit and stuff and like these Facebook groups and people are complaining about, oh, this is ridiculous, you know, like why is there friendly fire? And it's like, no, it makes you, again, the game makes you think. It promotes you being critical with your thinking about what you're doing for your teammates. But also, like the devs said, it's also kind of funny when that happens. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hilarious when when you know, like I said, inadvertently, you know, knock out a teammate. It's not that you meant to do it. Sometimes it's just by chance. Like I ran a mission yesterday on impossible level with a group of 3 dudes, and one of them killed me 3 times with the arc thrower. I mean, I can't get mad because in the process of him doing that, though, he also took out multiple chargers who were trying to attack the team. So yeah, there's, you know, friendly fire is part of the, you know, part of the game. You know, it's just something you're gonna have to deal with. So it's, you know, I get the frustration from some people. They're just like, you know, they're not used to it, and that's totally fair. Boom. 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 Does it penetrate? Oh, it penetrates these guys too, the AMR. So that's good. Good field testing there. Because those dudes are annoying. They just eat your ammunition. Because you got to circle around them. If your gun is strong enough, though, if you aim underneath when they, like, you know, put up their plates, you can get shots in underneath them. Let's see if I can hit these. Oh, look, there's one right there. Boom. Boom. No, miss. Boom. Well, that should have been it. Reload, see if I can take these out from here. This is fun. Got him. No, took out some plants. Vegetation and such. Nice. So, there. That's the mission in a nutshell. Just do the 3 flags. And now we can extract. I'm gonna, you know, take out these bug nests and stuff. These guys are annoying. I gotta tell you, on level, you know, up until level 4, hard, right? I think level 4 is hard. I can't recall. Those bugs are nothing. They're easy as cake to take out. But when they start swarming you at the rate they swarm you in the other game, bastard. I tried to get them. I had to reload though. When they start to swarm you on like a suicide level, it makes you want to cry, because unless you have something that is like a stalwart or like you're using like the sidearm Uzi, you just get swarmed so bad. You know, for higher levels against the bugs, I've actually been running the shield generator as, instead of the guard dog because, you know, you're literally dodging and ducking those bugs as much as you would, you know, dodge the like laser blasts from the bots. And that shield is a lifesaver, man. Let me see if I can get both of them with one right there. So getting that extra, perfect, look at that. I tell you, Eagle Airstrike is one of my favorite stratagems. It's so good. Definitely recommend putting Eagle Airstrike in most of your builds and loadouts. It is so useful and powerful as well. And but anyway, you know, there is a there's definitely a level of of people online who don't understand the shield generator. They think it's useless. You know, I disagree. When you're playing at higher end levels, you know, it wasn't just, you know, again, yeah, bots, sure, like it's like a shield. It'll absorb like damage, but it's useful against these fuckers too, which is the thing that the people don't understand. It does help as far as, you know, being able to shield, you know, 2 to 3, sometimes 4 melee hits, you know, giving you a chance to escape, which is really what it's for. Like, gives you a chance to get some distance so you can either call in a stratagem, you know, call in something to help your team out. Look at that, see? Not fast enough. Again, these guys are annoying. Can I land on one of them? Almost. Yeah. Get out of here. Kiss my ass. Alright. Whatever. It's okay to die, even on an easy level. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't matter how good you are. These things they do the same damage they would do at a high level as they do at a low level. Which is, again, speaks to the nice challenge the game presents. It's not going to be an easy task. It won't always be simple. But that's fine. You know, it's, you know, you want a challenge when you're playing the game. At least, you know, me personally, I do. You know, I play, you know, Roblox with my kids sometimes, and that's fun. You know, very low impact, you know, low effort gaming. But it's still, like, even those games, like some of those obbies and stuff, it's fun. Like, I have a good time playing Roblox. Some of the simulation games are fun. Like, you know, this is definitely not Roblox at all, but, you know, it's just to tell you that, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing, you know, passive type of games like that are just kind of fun and, you know, just something just to kind of take your mind off of things, you know, whatever you're going through at the time. I think gaming, you know, is very therapeutic, you know, has been for me, and always has been. It's just a nice little escape, and that's, you know, no one's going to tell me differently. I love gaming. I always will. No matter how old I get, I'm going to game because it is fun, man. It is so much damn fun. All right, let's see. Now, there should be a side objective somewhere. Don't know where. Haven't found anything yet, though. So I dropped there. Where do we think we have a side objective that we can get? Sometimes if you zoom in, you can see on the HUD what might resemble a side objective. Might be something here. I'm gonna investigate over here. We'll see what we can find. Maybe there's something. Because the easy ones usually have a side objective, and something, whether it's a radar tower like this up there. I don't think I went up there yet. I'm gonna head up there, see what I can find. Unless I did, I don't know. There's usually a side objective somewhere. No, I think I already opened this. Yes, I did. This is when I was coming down. So let me check over here. I see a question mark. See what we can find. No, this is the... There's something here. Yeah, I made a video about on harvesting about these, but just to reiterate for people, again, these look very innocuous, but if you're trying to make an escape or you see a bunch of enemies gathered near it, just fire one shot and get your distance, because it's going to explode like that. It's basically a nuke that has just been dropped down that was never activated. But they serve as help if you're trying to make an escape and you got to get away. Drop that down. Drop it down and let it do its thing. It's great. You know, use the terrain to your advantage if you can. You know, each world has some type of characteristic on terrain that'll actually assist you, whether in getting away or trying to. Yeah, that's some metals. See, there we go. You know, each one has some type of characteristic that'll give you a hand or a leg up, whether it's through like traversal or just making an escape. You know, it all will help. Alright, we got fire tornadoes. There's more stuff around here, though. I'm just going to keep running around until I find... Nope, I already found this already. It's already been marked on the map. This is where I landed, so yeah, I don't...
Dropping a pin, west, 200 meters.
No. Ah, there's no side objective. Unless I did it and I don't realize I did it? No. I don't think I did. Probably should reload. Oh, now I see something over here.
Found something.
What'd you find, buddy? Oh, one of these bunkers. Yeah, these are useful. There's usually something good in here. And plenty of ammunition, usually. Grenades. Stims. Oh, no. See, that's that auto climb. That's that auto climb, baby. That's what I'm talking about. It does, you know, it does take... Oh, here we go. There's... Ah!
Objective located.
Knew it.
West.
It does take one thing off your mind that you have to be concerned about, which is, like, having to climb and keeping another button that you gotta... You know, again, on PC... You know, you got your typical, you know, WASD keys, space bar, shift, control, tab, you know, you're hitting those the most along with your mouse, right? So, you know, yeah, sure, you can play this game with a keyboard. I mean, with a controller. I have a friend who does. He plays on PC, but he uses the PS5 controller, I believe, or an Xbox controller, which is, you know, great. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I just kind of, you know, again, I've always loved the PC, you know, keyboard and mouse setup, especially for games like this that involve, you know, precision with aiming and things like that. It's always been a, you know, preference of mine to play games like that. But, you know, I played console for years, and I loved console. You know, I got a PS5. I love my PS5. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I love single player games and things of that nature. But there are, you know, there's something about that tactile feel of the mouse and the keyboard that I just love. Especially if you got a nice mechanical one. It feels great. Alright, let's get this done, then we'll just extract. Because I don't know what else I'm going to really find. Alright. Almost there. Yes, give me more tornadoes. Why not? Take that. Enjoy that. Guard dog doing its thing. Alright. Let's listen for that chirp now. Hopefully I don't get set on fire.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
There we go. Hey. So one gripe that I do have about this game is you can step on the most minuscule tiny little flame and your Helldiver will become engulfed in fire and dead within 2 to 3 seconds. It is a little frustrating. Yep, there we go. See? Yeah, that's a good live example of what I'm talking about. And that's after hitting the stem. Still dead. Barbecue on the ground. It's fine. I just find it funny that that's... I guess, you know, and it doesn't matter what difficulty you're on. That's the same it is the same result no matter what you're doing and what you're playing, you know, like regardless of level. But yeah, just be mindful of the fire on the ground. You will die. It's just common. Oh no, don't do it again now. Crap. Nope, damn, I didn't even want to do that. You see what I'm like? Now we're down to 2 reinforcement budget. All you can do is laugh. That's all I'm able to do is laugh at this stuff because it is funny. Alright, let me just get out of here because that's what I was trying to do the first time. But I'm literally trapped. Alright, let's go out this way then. There we go. Okay, that was fun. Let's just head to the extraction. There is something up here, unless I already got it, which I don't think I did. Let me just confirm. One thing about the HUD, or sorry, the mini-map that I'm still trying to figure out is, did I already get to this? No? Okay, I hadn't found this, but this is just one of those, yeah, like bunker things, which just has a note. Nothing else really here. Just a nice time suck to get you off course of the mission. Alright, let's just start shaking ass back to the extraction. So yeah, pretty, you know, overall easy mission. You know, gonna get this done in hopefully less than 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna, yeah, no, I'll get it done less than 10. I mean, no, yeah, with 10 minutes remaining or more. But yeah, this is, you know, again, like while we're waiting for these new things to come out and new personal orders and new major objectives, you know, major orders, you know, I have a feeling that there's going to be some, you know, news of new adversary possibly in the game when the new Warbond releases. I think on the 11th of April, they said. I know it's coming out this week. It's April 8th today as of my recording of this. So that's my guess, is it's going to be coming out around that time. I'm assuming we're going to get either the bots back or the Illuminate. You know, that other, the fourth race of, you know, terrestrials in this universe, which would be great. I think that's going to be fun to be able to get there, and you know, new challenges. Which is great. Like I said, the game, like I said, fertile ground for so much, and it's just exciting, man. Like, you know, we should be relishing this time. It is a great time to be a gamer, a fun time to be, you know, looking to get into gaming with the, you know, price of things coming down as far as, you know, GPUs go. Or if you're just in the console, that's fine too. You know, like, I mean, again, I was console gaming for years prior to getting back into PC. Nothing wrong with it. I know Helldivers is not available on Xbox at this moment. I don't know if it will be. You know, hopefully, you know, those guys will get a chance to play this amazing game, or you know, they may already have PCs. You know, I've always, you know, I've never owned an Xbox personally. I've always been a, you know, well, with like the newer generation, I went with PlayStation just because I like the single player games they had at the time. I just kind of stuck with it, you know. But you know, again, respect to the dudes who, you know, love Xbox. You know, they got some great like titles on there. You know, another game that I'm finally going to start playing now that I got the PC is Gears of War, which I always like dug the style of that game. When I'd see like kids in college playing it, having a good time, and I'm sitting there like, I can't play this. I have a PlayStation. But you know. You know, now with the PC, you can play. I think you can play 3 of the Gears of War's games on PC. Some of them are only on Xbox, though. There's some weird, like Epic, like games, like licensing kerfuffle with Microsoft and Xbox. So I don't know what's going on there. Something strange. But anyway. That's where the Gatling gun comes in handy. These, yeah, the flyers. I feel like they're jumping at a greater distance than they used to. Those pieces of shit. Anyway, we made it. There we go. And that's it. So I gotta do 2 more of these before end of the day to get that personal order. for 15 medals. So, you know, hopefully this is a fun little trip and a teachable moment in regards to the fire in Helldivers 2 and being careful and mindful of where you're stepping. Along with, you know, the AMR, which I think, you know, anti-material rifle, underrated gun. I think a lot of people, and it's and you can unlock the AMR pretty early on in the game. I think it's one of the more underrated weapons that people don't know about, or I guess haven't tried, because it, you know, I guess a lot of the focus was put on, you know, getting the breaker, you know, like the EATs, you know, railgun, like now the quasar can. Again, all great weapons in their own right, but I do think the AMR needs a little bit more shine because of how effective it is for precision, but also for penetrating. Like you saw, those like light to slash medium armored like enemies are all killable with the AMR with one shot, as you saw. It penetrates that hard like, you know, carapace or I guess a carapace, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, of that one bug that likes to put up the shield. But yeah, it's right here. I don't recall what this costs in requisition because I unlocked it so long ago, but it is not much. It is not a lot of requisition, and it's right here. This is like one of the first unlocks as a stratagem that you get when you start playing, is the anti-material rifle. So again, effective. I'd say give it a shot. I mean, if you find it on the battlefield, then that's great too. Stalwart's another solid gun. You know, you need something that shoots a high rate of fire for suppression purposes. It'll tear through most low-level bugs, no problem. You know, then you get into, you know, these autocannon, of course, you know, these other ones. I'll be honest, heavy machine gun, don't like it. It is, barely hits. I haven't seen anyone running the heavy machine gun in my time playing. Yeah, I'll tell you, most of the loadouts I've seen on the higher levels are autocannon, railgun, spear, and of course the EAT for big ones, for like Bile Titans, chargers, whatnots, you know, things like that. That's what that's the bulk of what I've seen on runs. I have not seen the heavy machine gun in use at all by anyone out there. Laser cannon I see occasionally. Also grenade launcher, useful. I have seen this in action plenty of times. Arc thrower is the other popular one. This from what I was reading, this became even more powerful after the last patch. So it's still what they call meta, I guess, quote unquote. It's still like a meta build weapon, is to have an arc thrower. I like it. I just, you know, I just don't, I don't know. I just haven't really used it much, I guess. I have no excuse for not using it. I mean, I ran the quasar cannon for a bit, which is great if you're in a team. You know, if one or two guys has this stratagem, that'll help, you know, taking down, you know, bigger like Hulks and, you know, Bile Titans and whatnot. Again, just the charge up time is the only issue with it. It is slow to charge, but aside from that, awesome sentry. That was a nice addition. The quasar cannon was a nice addition to it. So again, it's good to see that they're adding stuff. Like, that's awesome. You know, keep adding weaponry. You know, keep adding stratagems. I'd like to see some new orbitals, especially of the laser variety. This is still like one of my favorite stratagems. I just wish that it had more than 3 uses per mission. But it's an awesome one. Like, I love the orbital laser. It's powerful. Been running the rail cannon strike as well on higher levels. That is very useful. Again, that one reloads, but, you know, again, the cooldown time is what it is. You know, even with the laser, you get 3 uses, but the cooldown between each use is 300 seconds. So you got to be very judicious as to when you're handing this out and like when you're throwing it down. I personally save at least one orbital laser for extraction, and I try to throw that down if, you know, just to help, you know, give us time for extraction, because it just like, you know, look, it just traces and kills everything in its path. You know, takes down Bile Titans, takes down chargers, takes down Hulks, takes down the armored spewers pretty quickly also. You know, for lower level, well, like, you know, Terminids and bots, it blows through them like, you know, like a hot knife through butter. So it's a great one. You know, rail cannon, I've one-shotted Biotitans with this before. Chargers get one-shotted with the rail cannon strike. Very useful. Walking barrage, I gotta give a shot. I haven't really used this. I'm not, still kind of confused as to what it does. You know, so it seems to target, but, you know, I'm assuming that there's some type of, you know, targeting mechanism where it's looking at the enemies. It says linear, which moves at intervals, driving the enemy out of cover while allowing an advance, which is, you know, that sounds like that's what it does. Even on the video, you know, it's tracking, it's moving the barrage where enemies are, just not as accurate as the orbital laser. So, you know, I like to see more orbital stratagems. Eagle, love the Eagle. Again, airstrike. This is, I run this with every loadout. I run airstrike, especially now that I have the this one here, the extended weapons bay. I get one extra Eagle call-in per rearm. So this one here, I get 4 uses. Wait, 4? Sorry, no, I'm sorry. I get 3 now. Previously, it's 2. You get 2 uses and it has to rearm. So now that I got the ship module upgrade for expanded weapons bay, I get 3 Eagle airstrikes before it has to rearm, which is great. Like for clearing out, clearing out bug hives or nests, and then also for like fabricators with the bots. This thing has never failed me. It is awesome and pretty accurate. It has a pretty wide coverage, as you see there in the video. Super powerful. It can take out most enemies. You know, you might have to drop it twice on a heavy or like an enemy elite, like a Bile Titan. But this thing it rocks. Like, I love the airstrike. This is good for clearing out lower level. Strafing run, still useful, powerful, quick. You know, great thing with the Eagles, and this is what I say about Eagles, they deploy quick. You know, there's not a lot of time needed, and the rearm is not bad. Like, rearm time is, I think, down to less than under 2 minutes for a rearm, which is not terrible. So again, Eagles are awesome, man. Like, they're freaking great. I have a great time with them. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys, and yeah, I'm gonna try to make some more content this week. I definitely want to get some up when the new Warbond comes out. You know, doing tests with some of those, you know, new weapons. You know, I'll see what the armor looks like, but so far, man, this B08 armor has been awesome. You know, it's been the perfect balance for me anyway, as far as giving you what you need and providing that, you know, again, speed and stamina. Like, those 2 things can't be overlooked. Because again, you're gonna have to, you know, shuck and jive and run and juke. Like, it's part of the game. You can't just stand and deliver all the time. You know, it's fun and it's badass to do that. But, you know, as in my last video, you know, with the Stay Put Marshmallow Man armor, it's, again, sure, you get the 200 armor, but the speed and stamina, my God, it is a trade-off. It is brutal. So yeah, you know, you'll still survive. It's just going to be frustrating. You know, you can't, you know, it's just going to be hard to just like outmaneuver enemies in this thing. But again, if you're running in a team, you know, you want to send one Stay Puft Marshmallow Man out there, by all means do that. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, guys, take care.